Okay, we are going to be doing the thigh heart tutorial. I will be using 115 and 130 foot rope for this tie. And we will be starting with the bite, middle of our rope. And we are going to be starting with a single column. This is just a reverse tension or a lark's head single column. We were going to be putting this in the back, so if you're not self-tying, put it about right here. I'm going to show you this way because it's easier for me the way that I'm tying. So, different people like this on different heights on their stomach. You can either put this on your stomach line, or I like this on my hip line. Do you see how my hip has that natural indent right there? That's where I like the rope. So, I'm going to put that rope right where it kind of like flattens out where your hip is, which is right there for me. That's where I prefer my rope. It is pretty low, it is a really small space. Different people's bodies are different. That's what mine looks like. So, small little tidbit there. And so we're gonna reverse tension with our bite. Go around back to the front. Make sure our lines are straight and even all the way around. And then we're gonna go underneath the bottom two bands. Okay, and then we are going to continue this rope underneath, behind both bands, everything behind it. And then don't pull that all the way through because it's easier if you just stick it through that loop to make a secure single column. And you can use this for lots of different ties. So we are now going to twist this back about, yay, right there. And then we're going to go wrap it around the front. So we're not going to put this like all the way up. We're going to give it a little bit of space so that the top of our heart has somewhere to breathe. I mean, depending on what your body shape looks like, of course, you can do it wherever the placement works for you. For me, I'm thinking about right here. And then I'm going to go underneath these two bands. So, cross my lines. And bring that back down. Make two, and then we're going to reverse tension again underneath the bottom two bands. Then reverse tension again, but this time kind of like hold it like this, about that much, as long as you want your heart to be. And then go back underneath those two bands again. So see how I kept that distance. And then we're going to wrap around again. And this time we are just going to kind of spiral back up. So we're going to go underneath. And then we're just going to kind of wrap it to get back up to the top. Here's a blip of the purple is what will be next. Okay, so the purple is what will be next. So this is not quite enough to get all of that. So I'm just gonna tie this in a little bow here at the top because hearts go with bows, right? See how I did that too? I put one on each side so that you could separate them so that you could be able to tie a bow, just like tying shoelaces. Nothing fancy here. Cute. So that's our base. So we're gonna add another piece of rope, or unless you have an extra long amount still, you can do these with one band each if you need to save some rope. Makes it a little bit different for setup, but you can do it. So we're gonna take the bite of our next rope. We are going to attach it. Actually, let's see, we're gonna attach it on this side. I'm gonna make a little lark's head. And then to hide that we just did that on that side, we're gonna pull it underneath We're gonna go behind this. The reason we're coming in from there is because we want to come in at a diagonal in the front. Okay. So now we are going to go under the first two. Under the bottom two. We're going to go behind the purple rope that we came in on. Okay, follow me so far. And then we're going to turn and go back to, actually we want to keep that up so you can see the top of our heart better. And then we're going to skip these two and go under these two. Cute little spiral like that. And where you want to place this, you want to be able to see both sides of the heart from whatever direction you want to face your heart. I'm going to face mine towards so you can see it like this. So mine are about appropriate. So then we're going to go to the bottom. We're going to go under the top two. And then we're going to reverse and go underneath on this side where we were coming in on. And cross over. You want your point to be about where the middle of this is. So I'm going to move mine over a little bit. You want the tip of your heart to be in the center, right? And then we have a fancy little trick we can do on this side. So this one goes under on the bottom, both sides. So we're going to face it towards the middle so it matches. And then we're going to go under like this. Okay, don't pull that all the way through yet. And then with your tails, you're going to go underneath, you're going to go up like that. So underneath, like that. And to tighten it, kind of like this, pull that one down, and then you can pull the top back up. Yeah, that looks pretty. So now we have a little bit of rope left. You can kind of do whatever you would want with this. What I'm going to do is kind of turn it into a little belt. So I'm just going to kind of weave it in, depending on how much rope you have. If you don't have too much, you can make that little rose tie out of it right here. This little spiral belt thing is basically going to be the same thing, except for just kind of wider. Okay, so under the bottom two. And then reverse down behind the top two. And then under, we're going to go under this. And then same move, we're going to go under the top two. Make sure it's in the center. And then we're just going to kind of keep weaving it. Under, over, every other one. And then when we get to when you've got, I can go over one more time. Almost. And then so now I have my single column, my pretty decent structure, my heart, my belts, my little bow tie in the back with the stem, and then we're going to make another bow tie in the back because that's what I'm going to do. So another bow tie. So I got to split your things here. Actually, let's make it a little better so that it stays better. And now you are just full of heart and pride. Great, guys. You did wonderful.